Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's the 11th, 12th and 13th of December 2023. So while you're coming over, I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 11th of December here, and the time is 10:15 a.m. So a big, huge welcome to you. If you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my combined Speed of Light Oracle cards with my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, the green cards. They've been combined to create a deck of 110 cards, and I'll be using that combined deck to find the best cards for these next few days. Let's bring the camera down because it's not like there's anything to see above. And even though the angle's weird, I can't lower my tripod any further. So that will be okay. So I'll be pulling cards from this combined deck. For the majority of us, I trust in my cards and I trust in the cards that I pull and the way that I pull my cards. So if you're confident in the way that you pull your cards, you can pull them in any way that you're comfortable doing. But if you're confident in the way you choose your cards, and that makes for a confident and clearer reading. So I might pull cards differently to you, but I pull cards in the right way for me. You pull cards, hopefully, in the right way for you. If you're unsure or uncertain, then it's going to make for an unsure or uncertain reading. So you have to be really super confident in what you're doing as you're preparing to pull your cards. Be clear about how you're going to select them, and that makes for a clear reading. So I'll be using my cards. I'll pull a card for each of these 3 days. Then I'm going to pull a card for the theme for these particular 3 days. And then we'll see what happens. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Looks like everyone's here ready to go. Chelsea, good morning. And Aletha, welcome. Hi, Pamela and Teresa and Daniel and Tanya and Leela's here from Oklahoma. And we've got Michelle here as well. So big waves and welcome to you. Thank you for commenting. And thank you all for being here today. So let's start and find... actually, before I start, just a reminder, if you're new to watching or haven't seen these videos for a while, that I suggest that you take on board what feels right and what resonates with you and let the rest go. Think of this as a guide only. This is a guide, and then it's up to you to be inspired, hopefully, to take any action or whatever it might be that is inspired by this to you, for you to apply in your life. So it's up to you to use this information as you see fit, and you can trust that hopefully the guidance will support you, and also you can trust that you've been led here for a reason. So what is that reason? Why are you here? Are you looking for guidance? Are you looking for answers? Are you looking for direction? What is it that you need being here? And let's see what comes up. Hi, Paula and Kathy and Lindsay, and Kathleen is here too. Okay, the best card for the majority of us for Monday, the 11th of December 2023 is this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle. And it's the butterfly. So this is a really nice uplifting card, which seems to be all I've spoken about for the last now 7 days in a row. We've had a consistent amount of cards that have wanted to uplift and help us move up within ourselves and within our life. So move up out of the heaviness, out of the darkness, out of the depression, out of the grief, or out of just the general heaviness we might have been feeling in our life, that sense of hopelessness. The energy wants to uplift us, which brings hope, brings elevation of some sort, and hope for our future. So the butterflies card 2, and it simply says under here or on here, joy, joy. So there's a clarity and upliftment feeling There's a simplicity to this card, so getting back to basics on Monday, especially if things have been just too complicated or too drama-filled. And often we make things more complicated, we make things more drama-filled, and we tend to put pressure on things that and pressure on ourselves that perhaps doesn't need to be there. So is there a way that we can lighten that if we've been feeling it and get back to basics? Look for the most efficient, simplest answer or the simplest path. And sometimes simplest is best. So we might find some of us contemplating or just being drawn into that on Monday. And also there is a transformation energy with the butterfly. The butterfly is transformative, and there is a lot of energy happening this year and is building up as we get towards the end of the year. Like the momentum is building, everything's magnifying as we move closer to the end of the year, or perhaps as we move closer to the new year, that we are undergoing quite a powerful, very personal, and in some ways private transformation. So there's a lot of transforming that's happening within us. We have changed a lot this year. If we look back, or if we reflect on where we are now, who we are now, and we reflect on 6 months ago, and then we reflect on 12 months ago, we will see that we've actually changed a real lot. I was going to say an awful lot, but it's not awful. We've changed very deeply over this last 12 months. So there's a lot for us to sit in, and there's a lot for us to digest, if you like, or anchor or integrate into ourselves and our life. So some of us are doing that too, quite deeply. I know for me, I just feel like, last night I had this like bubble burst or something, this bubble pop, which was like a realization that this is my rebirthing. And I feel that that's part of that transformation. So the transformative energy, for me at least, I don't know, maybe for you as well, has moved into this rebirthing where this new energy wants to come in. That's part of this transformation. So there's freedom here, there's lightness, there's simplicity, there's clarity. There's clarity. So if you're feeling unclear about your direction, where you're going, then maybe sit in that and see why, or ask yourself, why are you feeling unclear? Why are things uncertain? Do they just need to be unclear for now? Because we go through those periods of where things are a bit up in the air, things are a bit scattered, and this is sort of the time where almost all or any potential is possible. So when the clarity drops in, then we're honing in, we're locking into some specific path or part of our journey, or some specific direction. So that's for Monday, but in general right now, don't be fixated on the days. This is like timing's quite difficult to predict. This is general for the day. It's the information that's most important. So don't be fixed on, well, that happened for me on Sunday. Well, then that's still appropriate and applicable. Some people seem to think that this has to be locked into each day. The days are flexible. They're not carved in stone in regards to what I'm doing here. The information is key, not the days. So in general, this is guidance now I'm looking for Tuesday the 12th of December. So Tuesday the 12th, and the cards are just a bit not settled right now, so I just need to get them settled. So the best card that the majority of us need for Tuesday the 12th of December 2023 is this. And it's another Animal Kingdom, and it's this. Oh, gosh, we're on a real roll here. This is the Ladybug, Ladybug card 31. And it says that this is a favourable time. This is the good luck card in the deck. So out of 110 cards, we've got one good luck card, and that's this. So this is coming up for Tuesday. The Ladybug, this is saying or suggesting that there's good energy around at this time. I would also really feel that too for the butterfly. The butterfly is quite clear and uplifting, and a really nice card as well. So these two go hand in hand really nicely together. So we could say Monday, Tuesday, early this week, there's some good favourable energy around. So we might find we have a bit of the Midas touch over Tuesday, but probably also Monday as well, where things seem to work out, things seem to be in the flow, we seem to cross paths with the right person at the right time. So there seems to be this synchronization of things lining up. Are you noticing the things that are lining up? Because as we notice the things that are lining up, then more lines up. And this has been in that flow. This has been in that been in that state of abundance where things move or things happen one after the other. One thing leads to the next, You know, where we sometimes find ourselves in our life and it's been like a crazy, say, time period, and we stop and we reflect back on that last chapter and we're like, wow, the way things just worked out. One thing happened, then another, then another, then another. And it's like these things, if that order was different, it wouldn't have had the same impact. So there's perfect timing that is overarching or governing the energy too at the moment, that we can trust in. We can trust in perfect timing, and we can trust in the order of things, how things are synchronized up. So synchronicity is at play. So this is abundance, this is good flow, this is good fortune, we could say, or good luck energy around. So a great time at the moment to start something new, to resolve issues, to start afresh. You know, we might have had a bad couple of days or a bad couple of weeks where you've just been perhaps on edge or feeling very tense and pressured. Well, maybe we can wake up on Monday or work with the energy Monday, Tuesday to put that behind us now. Go, yeah, okay, maybe I had a tense couple of weeks or a tense time period. I don't have to continue that. So I could wake up, or I could maybe take some deep breaths, or I could maybe, when we turn this video off, you could make it a commitment to yourself just to remind yourself you don't always have to be holding in that space of tension, that it's okay to move on from that and lighten up a bit. So there's this energy too that's favourable for starting something new or shifting an attitude or a behaviour that we've had that has been taking us down into the dark, angry places. So that's our guidance for Tuesday. Matches up very well with Monday. So we could say Monday, Tuesday, very much potentially overlapping there. So let's grab now the best card for Wednesday, the 13th of December, 2023. So the best card for the majority of us for Wednesday is this. It's another animal kingdom, and it's the Tiger Shark card 20. And it says to open your heart. So has your heart been closed off? Have you been pushing love away? You know, it's a strange conundrum. We push love or help or assistance, we push things away, but all we want is love and or assistance, or to be a part of something. So just make sure you're not pushing away what you actually want. And if you are pushing it away, how can you stop pushing it away? Open up, soften your heart and let it come in. And let yourself, maybe even reassure yourself that it's okay, it's safe for you to receive. That it's safe for you to receive love. It's safe for you to receive help. That there are people that want to help you. There are people out there who want to love you. So if you're pushing it away because you don't want to be hurt again, maybe reassure yourself that you're not going to be hurt again. You're not in that situation anymore that you were in the past. You can put your guard down, put your weapons down, put the pushing away down. Stop pushing people away and let people come into your life to enrich you, to empower you, to help support you, and you can help support them. And this is an enriching part of life, is that we can work together with other people. There are going to be some people we don't get on with. We can just allow them to drift out of our circle. And there are people we're going to get on well with. And these people we get on well with as well are going to help enrich us, and we enrich them. It's a reciprocal connection, a reciprocal relationship or friendship. So have you been feeling like you're doing this all on your own? Have you been feeling separated and like you want love, you want help, you want people around, but you're pushing it away at the same time? It's not going to come in if you're pushing it away. So stop pushing it away. Stop the fight now and put your weapons down. Put the fight down. Let yourself heal and let your heart open. So you don't need to be on guard anymore. So there's a vulnerability to this. The shark is like quite the predator and quite the force, but it's revealing to us its most vulnerable side, its underbelly. And it's highlighting here the heart, and it's highlighting its vulnerability. It takes courage to be vulnerable enough to say, I'm putting my weapons down, I'm stopping the fight now, I'm releasing the guard that I've put up, the walls that I've put up around my heart. And to step into that vulnerability, that takes courage. And it's going to be a vulnerability that we step into, especially those of us who need to do this. So let's be okay to feel vulnerable and fragile, and let's move through that vulnerability, because on the other side or through that vulnerability, that's how we'll tap into our courage, our strength to connect with other people, our strength to actually physically ask for help, our strength to let that in when before we've pushed it away. So help is there, people are there, love is there. It's all there waiting for us to stop, or to put our walls down and to stop putting on the face and the cover and fighting and pushing it away, and let ourselves be vulnerable, let ourselves be fragile, and let people come into our life. So an open heart, a vulnerability. But also this could be the turning point for some of us, especially if we've been closed off to people or closed off to good things for some time. Then this could potentially be a turning point when we put our guard down, we break down those walls. That could be the real turning point for us in our life, where we actually be more welcoming of that we want. That we push away tends to be that we want. So if you're pushing something away, maybe ask yourself, actually, is this something I want, and why am I pushing it away? So anyway, I've got a mess of cards down here. So just bear with me a second. They all fell off my lap as I was talking. So I got a mess. But anyway, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to pull a theme card in just a moment. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me. So thank you. If you've enjoyed this video, you know what to do. So please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd prefer to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. So I've got some things coming up now for the next couple of weeks, some online events. So this Friday, the 15th of December, is my next and final online card reading club for the year. And we're going to be playing with our cards. And for an hour on Zoom, we're going to be focusing on the theme wrapping up. So if you'd like to connect more deeply with your own oracle cards in a place that's supportive for you, and we're going to be pulling our own cards and sharing them together in the group, then I highly recommend you exploring that further. You can learn more about it on my website. And also later that same day, on Friday the 15th of December, is my next online art class. We're in a self-discovery series, and we're going to be exploring fire. So fire, especially how that reflects back to us. So we'll be looking at the fire element within and what that reflects from the outer inward, and we're going to be creating around the theme of fire. So if you have a resonance with fire and you'd like to dive into some creative expression with us in a really lovely group, that's 2 hours on Zoom on Friday the 15th of December. So you can learn more about that on my website too. On the home page you'll find these are up. Also, for my active Temple of Balance patrons and my active Pillar of Light members, our next solstice gathering is coming up on Friday the 22nd of December. We'll also be playing with our cards for 2 hours on Zoom. So all you have to be is an active member, and I'll send you the login details a few days before. So keep an eye out for that. If you want to become a member and participate, then please have a look at that on my website. And also that my next and only 12-hour healing event for this year is coming up on New Year's Eve. That's New Year's Eve my time. It may be the 30th for you. And we'll be doing, or I'll be doing 12 hours diving into our theme, which is stepping towards the unknown. So we'll be closing doors. We're going to be exploring things deeply, and we'll be really honing in on stepping towards the unknown, stepping towards the next step for us. So it's quite deep, and if you're inspired to join me, I'm inspired to do it. So if you'd like to come along for the ride, you can learn more about my 12-hour healing event, New Year's healing event, New Year's Eve healing event on my website. So you can learn more about my cards and those events and everything I do at Temple of Balance on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. Let me know if you can't find anything and I can point you in the right direction. So thank you very much for connecting today. Let's look for our best theme card for these next few days. So in general, even with the shark energy that I spoke about for Wednesday, there is a really nice energy around. We might find things are in reasonably good flow. Now, if we have walls up and we're pushing good energy away, then we might feel the opposite of that. So it doesn't mean that, you know, there's no hope for you. It doesn't mean that at all. It actually means this is very favourable for you to look really closely at yourself and your life and how you interact with it and make some serious changes. Maybe you are part of the problem. And I know that goes against the social narrative right now, but maybe you are part of the problem. Maybe we are part of the problem here. And maybe it's time that we look in the mirror and ask ourselves, okay, what can I change about myself to help get my life back on track again, to help get me in a deeper connection with my life and a deeper connection with others. That is actually a powerful realization when we have the courage to see ourselves in that way. So the best card for our theme for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's the 11th, 12th and the 13th of December 2023 is this. We've broken the Animal Kingdom mold. We've got a Speed of Light Oracle card. And this is actually pretty funny because this was our theme card for not the last video, but the one before. So I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of last week's theme was this. And now we've got it again. This is the focus card, card 38. And it says holding position, timing and growth. So this is about, hopefully we know, if we're aware enough, that we know what we've done to get to this point in our life. In regards to the changes we've made, the choices we've made, the decisions we've made, our attitude and behaviour to aspects and areas of our life and people in our life, that we know our path that's led us to this very point right now, where we sit and where we stand in our life. We know what's led us to here. So hopefully we have made some good decisions, but, you know, we are human, so there's probably decisions that we thought were going to be good, but didn't work out to be so. So we've had to live with some of those things from our past, and maybe some things have happened too that have not been in our control. Maybe other people's choices and decisions have impacted us, and perhaps in a not so good way. So we've also had to come to terms with those things too, because these things impact us. People we're close to, when they make changes, it impacts us, no doubt whatsoever. So there are things that we've had to come to terms with in our past, and some of us may be dealing with guilt from our past or regret from our past, or that we are still, maybe there's still unresolved issues that hopefully we're trying to resolve and put behind us. So if there are things that are still hovering from your past, and if it was a long time ago, then maybe look at these next few days, how can you find a resolution, like a personal resolution with that? How can you let go of the stuff you still carry from the past? This is all things that we do, especially as we wind up the old year. So this tends to come up at the end in December, pretty much as we prepare to move into a new year, because this is an opportunity for us to resolve things, to clear things, and to start afresh in the new year. So we know what's led us to here, hopefully, and if we don't, then let's make some time to observe and to reflect on our journey past. It's led us to this point in our life, and that could be a kick in the teeth, or it could be uplifting, because if we're in a good place, then it feels like maybe we've made some good decisions in our past that's led us to here. But if we're feeling pretty crappy in our life right now, and we are trying to understand what's led us to this point, and if decisions we've made and choices we've made have impacted the low place that we find ourselves, and that's difficult to accept and to realize sometimes as well. So what about your past that's led you to here? Where about your life, what in your life right now is not where you want to be, or is not working for you, or is not, it just doesn't feel right? Maybe there are some changes that need to be made now as well to consider. So where are you? Where do you find yourself now in your life? And are there things that have long expired that you're still kind of trying to keep alive, and you're trying to glue together, a broken glass that just keeps breaking? Is that working for you, or is it just continuing to leak? So there might be some serious things we need to look at from our past, but also where we find ourselves now. Because where we find ourselves now, when we can assess that, can actually help govern or guide us in regards to change that we need to make moving forward. Do you still want to be in this same situation in another year's time, or another 5 or 10 years time? Because if we don't make changes, then we might be in the same place, or even worse, in another year or another 5 years. So if you've been dealing with something for 5 years and you find yourself still in the middle of it and nothing's changed, do you want to be in this same situation in another 5 years' time, which is potentially a 10-year window of wasted time in your life? And this is probably especially applicable for things like relationships that have expired but are still kind of going. So maybe there's some things to think about quite deeply about what's led us to here, where we are now, and where we want to see ourselves in the future. So this is also about holding our position, and assessing our position, I feel, as well right now. We can trust in perfect timing, which has been coming up over the last week. So if we've been impatient, let's turn our impatience into a trust in perfect timing. And if we can't trust that we are where we need to be because we're not where we need to be, then it's up to us to make some changes that are required. There is growth coming from this card as well, so that brings growth. And I feel like there is this sense that a lot of us are perhaps moving forward and leaving the past behind. So this has this sense of closing doors as well, which a lot of us are doing at this time. So that's our theme card, focus. What do you need to focus on that can help get your life back on track, or get you back on track with your life? And if your life is on track, what can you focus on to take your life or your path to the next level? So that's that. Thank you so much. Thanks for connecting. Have a great couple of days, and I'll be back to share with you again very soon. Thanks for watching. Namaste.